Okay.
Fucking better. Kick its ass. Well, we're live. It worked.
Oh, we're live. Okay.
It worked.
We're in the Manimal Zone with Kerry Steller and John Benedici. We've been trying to get this thing to go live for the last 20 minutes. So
We suck.
we suck. Listen, tech isn't exactly our strong suit.
Technology.
And we are very high.
Yes.
This is not a CBD pen.
No. It's
But we
real.
wanted to talk about the fights. There were epic fights this weekend. UFC Fight Night, Poirier versus Hooker. So we were talking about it. And I was like, let's shut up and let's do a live. Let's bring it.
It was a great fight card.
It was a good fight card. Do you want to go main event down?
Well, yeah, and then because there's a fight on the undercard, or I don't know if you want to highlight any others, but I personally there's one I want to highlight.
Microphones.
Oh shit! Yeah,
We
there's
have
one I definitely want to
We have
highlight.
microphones. I don't know if we're testing out some new equipment over here.
We'll make it.
Making it work. So we'll see how this looks. This is like a test run.
Oh, we got our Manimal.
Manimal shaker bottle.
Yep, shaker bottle. John's shirt.
You're like, we don't have to promote yet.
I'm like, wait, I got stuff. I
calm
got
down.
all sorts of stuff. But I might get ride today.
Okay. What do you want to do? What fight did you want to?
Well, you said you wanted to main event down, right?
Yeah, we did main event down.
Yeah.
That was everything you want in a fight, except for a finish.
Yes.
I wish they would have had a finish like 10 seconds left.
At the very end. At the very end, it would have been an epic, like a storied fight. Like, I mean, number one, they have to rematch that fight.
Nah, I think
so.
Poirier's
At
going to
some
want
point.
to fight.
Well, he wants to fight Connor. They've already talked about a rematch, and he honestly, I think, would kick Connor's ass this time. I don't think it would end well.
I don't know, because he was getting tagged by Hooker too.
It's funny because he does, but look at how he fared against fucking, Khabib. Anybody that to me that can go up against Khabib and last as long as he to come out of the fight.
Well, you know who did the best against Khabib? Iaquinta.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
He has the perfect
nobody
style.
talks about it.
You know what it is?
Makes me so upset.
Iaquinta didn't have the best fight against Hooker because styles make fights.
It is what it is.
But stylistically against Khabib, he has the right style because he
Absolutely.
was a wrestler.
Absolutely.
He's hard to finish
Yes.
with submissions.
That was such great
He's a
fight.
good brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I would give him a black belt in jiu-jitsu. But,
Okay.
you know.
You're not giving the belt out over there. So.
No, I'm just saying I would give him, not me give him. I'm just saying as far as
Yeah.
ranking him,
Yeah.
he's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even
Yeah, I
when we
got you.
train, he's going for high level shit. He's training with the best guys. But if you don't train with the gi all the time, you don't get the jiu-jitsu rank. So
We've been
really,
talking
he's
about that.
black belt level jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. But
With a brown belt. Yeah. So, but whatever. So I thought he did the best against Khabib. But so the Dan Hooker fight, I thought it had everything because it was great grappling
That is
exchanges. And Poirier went for the omoplata. Beautiful. No, I'm talking about the
I know, but
jiu-jitsu.
all of it. I'm
Oh,
talking about
bloody?
all of it.
That it was
Everything.
bloody? Yeah.
Everything.
A little blood is good.
Everybody loves that. Everybody
Everyone
loves to see a
loves
bloody
it.
fight. No one does it.
And they both got fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, but that's what I love.
Like,
It wasn't like
Hooker looked real mangled.
he looked a mess. And I
He
think,
looked a mess.
honestly, do you want to know what I think changed the judge's opinion was his face? I think that, especially if it's unified rules, everything's by effect. And did it affect him?
What
Well,
fight was
they
like
both
that?
were affected by
So
it,
let's
but
compare it to the other best fight of the year, I think, was Whaley and Joanna.
amazing.
They
Joanna
messed it up.
showed more
You know,
damage.
She showed more
Her
damage.
face.
Poirier and Hooker fucked that up for the girls.
Wow.
Because that was like fight of the year. And then they're like, no, this is fight
No,
of
we're
the year.
stepping up to the next one.
I thought Poirier, I don't know how he didn't drop Hooker with some of those shots.
You
he
know,
caught him with some
they both
good
caught
power
each other
shots.
with some crazy
He was
shots.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hooker was catching him also. You're right.
Yeah.
He was backing him up. I mean, there was a couple
Well,
times.
I think
he
it was
snapped
meant
him
to be
back.
a 5-round fight. I don't think it was meant
Great
to be a
5
stop.
round.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah,
amazing.
what a great 5
I was like on
rounder.
my feet. I was on my feet the whole time.
And great jujitsu too.
I was
Hooker
on
was
my
taking
feet the
Poirier
entire
down.
time. I know.
Yeah, Hooker was taking Poirier down. Poirier was having a real tough time taking Hooker
know.
down.
I said that.
But Poirier has a good guard.
And he does.
And
that
he was
it worked
going for
his,
nice
Yeah.
submissions. I think he
So I'm
went for the
taking it
guillotine
back.
attempt.
Yes.
He adjusted for
He
the
was trying to take
guillotine.
it back a couple
So you see,
times.
like, he was going to slip out. He did something nice. He adjusted. He still wound up
And there was a
getting
couple
out.
things I was watching him strip and
He-
do things
he
like you were
went
teaching
up,
me. I was like,
But you
oh,
know what
shit.
happens a lot of times? It's sweaty.
Yep.
If it's like the third, fourth round,
Yep.
submissions are really good in a fight when you're dry.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like bone dry and you catch the arm,
Yeah.
or you can, and he can't slip out. That's the best.
Yeah.
Which is what was impressive about what card was it? The girl who was like the 2-1 or 3-1 underdog. The two girls from Invicta. Was that this card? Or was
Oh
that
yeah,
last
yeah,
week?
yeah. It was
Hansen?
Kay Hansen, who I
And Fry.
love both of them, and Jin Yu Fry.
Jin
Yeah.
Fry and Kay
And Kay
Hansen. That
Hansen.
was a great. Yo, this card had
It was amazing.
6 submissions.
I was waiting. Like, first off, I've been waiting to see some more talent, go up in weight class. Because the problem for the girls in Invicta is that UFC doesn't have a 105 atom weight division. They don't. So when they're going to come up, and if they want to go to the UFC naturally, you're going to have to move up in weight to a straw weight until they decide to make an atom weight, if they ever do.
I think there's a lot of girls with that weight class, though.
There's a huge amount.
You know, if you look at the
The
girls,
105-pound weight class is amazing. It's so deep.
great girls
So deep.
in 105. Yeah,
So
there's
deep.
really good 105-pound girls.
And there should be a
Invicta has
division
a
for
great
them.
105-pound division.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know
Absolutely.
Calandrelli has a girl out of Connecticut, Marissa Belcher. She's really good at 105. Lindsay Van Zandt, doesn't she do 105?
She's at
sometimes?
105. Her and Alicia Zapatella are fighting for title contention at 105. They're both
And even in the
animals.
UFC, was Hansen and Jinyu Fry both 105ers?
They were both. Well, Hanson's actually fought at 125. She, I believe, also
She looked thick.
She
Like
called
Black
out
Guys.
Erin Blanchfield. Is that who you were talking about? She called out
Yeah.
Erin Blanchfield at 125 and lost, but it was still
A good fight.
for
Yeah, that's
her.
a
It was
fight,
like,
yeah.
holy shit! You know,
That girl's
this
only
girl
20 years
shows
old.
what she can do, and she can cut weight successfully. She's
115,
extremely talented, and for her age too, like you said, she
She's
was
20
10th
years
planet.
old.
So she's got.
You see that
so much
armbar
going for her.
transition she did. So she took the
I
girls
know, I
back,
was watching,
and
I
then
was
she
so
threw the
excited.
leg over and just caught a beautiful armbar. And
It was
Jinyu
amazing.
Frey was piecing her up a little bit.
She was
She
the
was looking
champion.
good.
She
She
was the
pieced her
atom weight
up.
champion, and she lost weight by like next to nothing,
Yeah.
just enough overweight, and they actually like took the belt. And a lot of they do it, but they don't. It depends who it is. I think we spoke about that. Or somebody I spoke about was a little like, really? But I said as soon as they did it, it opened doors for all these girls that would have probably not taken the belt from her because people were scared to death of her. It was like fighting Amanda Nunes. She's a big 105er.
Yeah.
Jinyu Fry is a big girl for 105. So it's right now, oh my gosh. And then you've got Viviane. She's going to be a big problem for everybody over there. She fought Alicia Zapatella, and she couldn't knock Alicia out, which says a lot about her.
Do you think Michelle Waterson can make 105?
She
I know
wasn't-
she did.
wasn't 105.
I know, but now she's
Yeah.
she's been
her muscle.
she has muscle now. She's a
lot
little
more.
older, but I always thought
Could she make it again? Probably.
even a few years ago, I just watched a lot. I'm a huge Michelle Waterson fan.
Me too. I think she might be better at 105.
I wonder if she would have been the 105-pound champ because I really feel what she wants to do, be the
Yeah.
first mom champ.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know.
I
I think she
she's
would have.
definitely
Well,
a super milf.
I think
I
she would
mean-
have, and I think she can, especially if the UFC does do the right thing, which honestly they really should open up. Because this is the way I see it, right? You have a lot of, well, not right now, but you've had, King of the Cage was putting on a lot of 105 atomweight fights. LFA's put quite a few on. So a lot of
I
people.
think Bellator makes you do 115. also,
Bellator
though.
makes you do a catch weight, usually
catch
110.
110.
They
I've
make
seen
them do
them do
catch
that.
weights, which is just stupid. Open up, first off, Bellator doesn't put on enough female fights for the fighters that they have.
No, I mean there's not
They
enough.
have a roster and they don't put on enough fight. No, they do.
They have mostly a 45-pound roster.
They have 125ers too, and they just
And
choose,
25, yeah,
and they
'cause
choose
of
not
Limole,
to. It's like, what
yeah.
the crap? You have so many. Just put them on, even if it's like,
I'm trying
whatever.
to think. When I fought, I think there was 3 girl fights on the
I
card.
love it. When there's girl fights,
Yeah.
it's like it's
I
good.
mean, I don't like to make a distinction, but I do find
Female
that,
fights are amazing. They really are.
that the girl fights are great
Yeah.
because girls are. I don't want to stereotype this,
No.
but I feel like women might fight a little more emotional,
I was gonna say it's a passion. It's a weird emotional.
which makes it
very weird. It is what it is.
It makes it really exciting. Like,
It's
you
a
know,
mama bear, I think, kind of thing. Like
I
even if
don't
you're
know,
not
man.
a
The
mom,
girl
you have
fights
that
are really
weirdo
exciting.
instinct in you. Yeah, no, they're a lot of fun.
all the fights are
Yeah,
exciting.
I know,
All the
I agree,
fights are
I agree.
exciting.
But
And
I
it's
think
that,
it's because women it wasn't so mainstream as it is now that it's just so much fun.
now
and
you draw the
refreshing
attention
watch.
to it. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
there's a girl fight on the
Yeah.
card.
It's
Yeah.
refreshing.
So, but I think that the girls are just their level now
Yeah.
is right there too. 'Cause so I think maybe early in MMA because there wasn't a lot of girl fights.
Yeah.
Just the comp didn't look great.
Yeah.
Like it was one great girl. Now it's like very competitive. Oh, hold on. Can I go back to Michelle Waterson? I
Bring
thought
it.
she won that last fight.
You can go back to whatever you want.
I thought Michelle Waterson won her last fight against Carlos Peraza. I think it was. Whatever. I thought
They gave it
gypped
the
her
other
on
way. Yeah,
decision.
they do that a lot, and that's the problem. Is that like you get a lot of judges that have never done MMA or trained because all you have to do is go and take the class. And I mean, really, it's the ABC course, and it's pass. Isn't it pass fail? Not by like points and stuff. So I have all the rules and stuff in my room, which is good for me. And that's the thing is that like I have the unified, the non-unified. I have amateur kickboxing. I have a whole bunch of stuff. it would be good for everybody to go and look those up, because it's going to make you better to be able to go and say, oh yeah, that person really did, in my opinion, as an educated, having read all the stuff. You can read, I say this all the time, you can read a book, it's not very hard. So you go and you read this book and you figure out what the rules are, and then you can actually educate. Like,
are you trying to flex right now? Are you fucking trying to flex?
I was like, yeah.
You just were like, let me tell. Did you look over there? Did you see what's over there?
Take this time.
Oh, what? Oh,
John transformed my arms.
You're looking jacked.
You transformed me.
Okay, so
amazingly.
No, I mean, it hasn't even been a lot of sessions. Couple months.
Weeks. Yeah, the 2. Now we started out with 1 a week. Now we're doing 2.
Yeah, we started out 1 a week.
I have no problem with going to 3.
And you had no cardio.
Yeah,
I
was like
a skinny girl with no cardio.
I was breathing like a smoker. I was breathing like a fucking cigarette smoker the first couple weeks.
So,
I was so bad. No, like the first 2 sessions, 3 sessions.
Yeah, first 2, 3 sessions. Now your cardio is good. We did. Look how quick it went by when we kickboxed.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Even weight training is going by a little faster now.
Yeah, but we didn't go super heavy with that. Oh, back to the fights.
Yes.
Poirier, Hooker, Dynamite. I mean, fight of the year so far, although who knows, the year's only halfway gone.
That's the thing, is people get like, it's like, okay, great. It's okay, so let's say fight of the month.
The month's done, yeah.
I'd say theoretically.
Yeah, because they're not doing it again until July 11th, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple other good fights on that card, like Violent Bob Ross.
You know what? Before that, Mickey.
Mike
Perry,
let's go down the list.
A lot of people. I saw it going the other way too. It's not just because I know Mickey that I'm like, and he's
that fight went the total opposite of what I thought, because Mickey Gall was outstriking Mike Perry. Right, he was landing clean, crisp shots. I know they weren't knocking him out, but there was like a couple jabs on the ground, and like effortlessly on the ground. Whereas Gall,
and that's why he was taking him down to the ground, because he was,
he was getting pieced up on the not terrible. Mike Perry has a good chin,
but
let me tell you, he was landing like straight jabs, and
Mickey Gall,
and Mike Perry's like, what the fuck?
It was scrappy. It was a really good fight,
but Mike Perry dominated the ground.
He did, and a lot of people don't. They look at it like, because a lot of people don't know the skill and the technicality of it and the points and everything. So they're not looking at it when you see the strikes per, what strikes landed, what strikes were significant. That's when it changes, how the rules go. But you have to really look at also this, then you get the grappling. And
and Mike Perry is a very good grappler, because he did the submission, underground against Al Iaquinta. And of course, I think Al Iaquinta won that match. However, it was very competitive in the grappling, and like I said, I would give Al a black belt. Yeah. Like, I would rank him as a black belt, personally. So against the black belt jiu-jitsu, who's also strong, Al's strong, right? Physicality is important. So against another strong black belt, he had a very competitive match. And then Mickey Gall, when you start adding and punching that guy in the face, along with your control, you really dominated the ground game. Yeah, Mickey Gall had nothing for him on the ground.
I know, I was shocked.
Mickey Gall looked like a blue belt.
I was actually,
I don't want to be mean. I mean, it's just that Mike Perry looked so dominant on the ground. And of course,
I think it was quite a few things that maybe
has a factor, but
I also think personal opinion, I think COVID has greatly affected a lot of people's training.
Especially if you're from the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
You're going to see a lot of
we couldn't fucking train.
And look at a lot of people from the tri-state area have been losing.
Except the Cerro Longo team, because we got the secret recipe. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, you've been seeing a lot of tri-state area guys, losing. It sucks, but you're looking at tough to half camps. Facilities, are they open? Are you going to have to train outside? Like, there's so many variables that are going to go into this that in my personal opinion, I am like thankful that these guys are even going into it. Speaking of guys from the tri-state area, they're even going into it. Like, thank you.
Did you like John Volante's dad bod? What do the ladies think about it?
Did I like it? Not one tiny bit. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be mean.
Volante almost knocked that dude out, though.
I know.
I like him at heavyweight.
I know. Look.
No, not look. I mean, listen, he's not winning the fucking Model of the Year.
No, and nobody's like, he was looking to win a fight.
As far as fighting goes, I actually think heavyweight's good for him, because first,
shows that you don't need to be in sick shape to be a heavyweight.
If you want to be top 10, you actually don't have to have great cardio. Mm-hmm. Listen, if you want to fight for the title, you need great cardio.
You want to be able to know
at heavyweight, though. But listen, if you fight at 170 and down, You need amazing cardio to
Yeah.
be top 100. You know, like you just to be in
Yeah.
the mid to just win a fucking fight. You need great
No,
conditioning.
you're right.
At heavyweight, a little slower. He actually is fast, even big.
I was
He's
blown
throwing
away.
the faster punches.
I was
'cause he-
actually very shocked
he's
at
gonna
how
be
he
the
was
faster
moving
fighter.
with what he looked like. And I was at first I was like, I didn't know he was going up in weight. So I was like, what the
255
fuck?
is probably just as well.
like literally said, what the fuck?
Listen,
I
I
couldn't
mean-
I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I'm not used to that. So it was just like
He's thick. He looks thick.
thick.
With a C to the C
Yeah,
power.
you
He
know
was
what I
thick.
mean? Thick to the C to the
C
second
pa-
thing.
to the second power. Yeah, he was thick. So thick.
Facts. So no,
Facts.
as a female, I can honestly say for all females everywhere, well, no, there were girls out there that like a guy with a dad bod.
Well, listen,
So,
I
you
don't have a
know,
dad bod, but I'm about 20 pounds above what I
you look
probably.
good.
And my wife loves me at this weight, Carrie.
Yeah, you
She's
look
like,
good.
"Oh, I like
Yeah.
when you're like a little thick."
You look good.
So there's
I
something to
don't-
be said about that. Sometimes I could say, like, if when I make 45, do I
Yeah.
look too skinny, right? And he
That's on fight day. I look at guys on
on weigh-in
weigh-ins,
day, not
and
fight
I'm
day.
like,
Fight day, you should look.
don't ever do that again. You guys look so
'Cause you-
and it's a bad. It's like, ooh, you know what I
Yo,
mean? But
would-
I know what you're
I
going
wish
through, and I
my-
know why.
Yeah, I wish making weight wouldn't have been so hard because I wanted to flex at the. So there's the unofficial weigh-in
I know.
and then the official.
Yes, there's two different ones. There's a reporter. There's one in the morning and the one in the evening.
So the one in the morning, I'm like 145, 146. And I was like so fucked. I couldn't flex. But the unofficial weigh-in where you come and show, I think at that point I was probably 10 pounds up already.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, boom, I was able to flex.
Yeah.
But I think if I would have tried to flex hard, I would have flexed myself out.
Thank God you didn't.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
small
what the fuck
favors.
choke Volante got caught with, but I think they were just gassed. Both of them were tired.
Yeah, they couldn't figure it out. They were saying
It,
They
looked,
say
it was a
triangle.
head and arm. It was a head and
I
arm
got it.
choke.
I thought
And
they
I
said a
think
triangle,
it's just a
but arm
combination.
triangle or
But
something. I don't know. Arm triangle, I thought they said. But it was weird.
it
But
was
you know, when you're that tired,
a little choking
It is
pressure.
what
And
it
you have to
is.
remember that dude's 6'8".
I know.
So what you think doesn't choke a guy? Like you see how your arms are long and skinny? What I would never get, you know, you might get.
I
And
have
that
freak
guy,
arms.
the crochet boss,
Yeah.
you know, he loves to crochet.
Mhm.
I like to sew myself.
A lot of people don't know that about you. I do.
I'm an expert.
Love
sewer.
it.
So the crochet boss, he's 6'8". So his arms just might be so long that whereas a normal dude wouldn't catch you
I've
there,
been looking for you for that.
he fucking catches you.
Yeah.
What?
I've been looking at that just to make sure what time it is for you.
Yeah.
I'm checking.
I'm just saying 10 minutes, fuck it.
And we talked about the which I wanted to talk about was we've gotten into almost every fight. This was awesome.
No, who
We've done
brought
really
Violent
well.
Bob Ross fight?
Yeah, we didn't get to. I don't know if I saw that. I got to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure.
Run
I
down
think
the
I
list.
walked
Who was
into.
before Volante?
I feel like Brendan Allen and
Versus-
Kyle. I can't pronounce
That was
the last name.
that was a close one.
Yeah, that was.
That was another hotly
Wasn't that
contested
the,
grappling match.
Yeah.
Brian Allen's a good black belt.
Mhm.
I'm-
Oh, the guy he was undefeated, and my stepfather was like, "Is that guy
Yeah, it was very
undefeated?"
close
Yeah,
that fight.
yeah.
Very close,
Yeah.
back and forth. Both guys had each other in trouble. I might have edged it out to not Brian Allen, the other dude, but it was so close. Good win for Brian Allen. Who's before that?
His name's gonna kill me. Takashi Sato.
Yo, holy fuck. I mean, he caught him with a two-piece, bop, bop, and just dropped
I
him.
caught that.
You
I was
caught
on
that
for
one? Yo, he
Yeah,
was like, I mean, and then his follow-up was accurate as fuck.
almost over.
That guy looked great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
think
never
I fought
seen him
almost
fight
every fight.
before.
that was an awesome fight.
Yeah.
The one before that was Sean Woodson and Julian Arosa.
That was a great fight.
too.
Juliana Rosa took that fight on like
Mhm.
a week's notice or some shit, maybe less.
I
Maybe
caught a
2
little
days
bit
notice.
of Louis Pena. I caught a little bit of that in Karma
Oh.
Worthy.
That was another crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on. So those two fights were very similar.
Mhm.
A tall, lanky striker against a shorter, thicker opponent who, on paper, shouldn't have submitted them.
Mm.
So Juliana Rosa caught him with the Darce choke from standing, which is
And
great.
then you
I
were
got to
telling
show
me
you
you want
that.
me to do that because of
I
my
want
arm.
you to do that because he snapped him down. He got the Darce,
Yeah.
and then he's like, now I'm going to start to drag you to the ground. Like kind of how you ever say like a lion, they just go underneath
Yeah.
and they drag him to the ground.
Mhm.
So he drags him to the ground and hits that Darce beautifully. And then Kama Worthy Violent Bob Ross was taking him down, and he winds up catching a tight guillotine, strong as fuck, and he got nice high elbow. So Kama Worthy, he pulled that wrist in front of the opponent's shoulder, and then he went over. So almost impossible to defend that one, and then took it to the ground. I mean, Kama Worthy, I mean, that's a sick submission. And I thought that Violent Bob Ross was the better ground fighter, but sometimes you just have one move that you're really good at, and when you land it, it's over. Yeah, so sometimes it's good to have, like, you know how in pro wrestling they used to have a signature move? It's like this.
With a kick that just happens naturally for no reason.
It's
no reason whatsoever. That just came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, okay.
You're good at that. Yeah.
People are like, wait, do that again.
Do it again. Yeah.
Let's check that one more time.
So sometimes your signature move is bred into you. Yeah, you just like naturally like something. Yeah.
That literally is it's fun for me.
Bop, bop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that signature move, so Kama Worthy might just have a great guillotine.
Yeah.
And then Julian Erosa, I mean, to have good conditioning in the third round was amazing too.
It's true. I
and then
didn't catch the Felipe Lenz Tanner Bozer.
I don't think I did
that.
either.
No, I did catch Kay Hansen and Jimmy Fry, and that was the next one.
That was great.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the opener.
was
What a great opener. Like
that fight was great. Back and forth, submission.
Oh yeah. And then you got
Great fight.
this week, Thursday, Invicta FC 40 coming up, which is pretty big. That's where Lindsay Van Zandt's fighting Alicia Zabatella for the co-main event, which is, I'm telling you, I know both of them. I've seen them both fight. Like, I know them. They're great chicks. That is going to be the sickest fight you're going to see in a really long time. I don't know how it's going to go. And there's just, again, so many variables to both of their games that they've both improved exponentially since I met them. As I think Alicia just became pro or was pro. She missed the Olympics by a couple points in wrestling. And Lindsay had her last amateur. No. I think a couple amateur fights, but I had watched a couple of them. So I met them both and have watched them all evolve. And I love watching, you know what I mean? When I get to see people evolve from an amateur to a pro. Jennifer Duguin, I watched her. She's had a great transition. They all have. So it's really cool to be able to see that and, you know, be able to see. It's weird for me because I'm like, who do I want to say? You know what I mean?
It's hard to pick
both of my friends. They're both of my friends. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. It fucking is what it is.
I like Lindsay. I seen her fight.
She fought Reina.
We fought on the card at the Garden, and she looked great in that fight at the Garden. Yeah.
She fought Reina, and then she fought her again. And not that she didn't look good when she fought her. It's just, you know what? Like, when you're at the end of the day, when you're fighting in a different country, that's going to make a huge difference.
It went both ways, right?
They both had a bad.
She fought great in her hometown. Yeah. She looked fantastic, and then she looked great in Japan too. But you're in your hometown. There's something to be said for.
It's huge.
There's a reason that there's a home team advantage.
Absolutely,
Right?
Alicia didn't.
Like, let me tell you, before my fight, I got to go in my hometown ocean.
Yeah.
Drew my strength from my neighborhood. You know what I mean? I never get to do that. If I fight away, I might take some of the seawater with me so that I have the power of my homeland. But going, because I was mad nervous in the morning. So I was fucking.
Well, I mean, like, look.
So 6 a.m. I wake up crazy. Yeah. So 6 a.m. I wake up crazy nervous. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to go jump in the cold water. Because the water's still cold about that time in June.
How many people were in the venue? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. People don't understand.
My homeland, I'm coming off a loss, first time at that weight class, forget it.
Yeah.
So I jumped into the cold water, and it did calm me down. The cold water, like, and I was in my ocean, I love being on my little beach. My boy that lives in Long Beach doesn't call my beach a beach. He says it's very ghetto. Because, but whatever, fuck you, it's my beach. You know what I do? I walk to it.
Yeah, I have a little beach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's rocky as fuck. It is what it is.
Fuck.
It's probably very much like Fergo's Beach.
I have to leave the animal zone. We just did a quick one. If anyone gives a fuck, let us know.
Yeah, let us know every day. We're gonna do another one. We love doing our shows, and we're gonna do some like training sessions and shit soon. Probably live. Why the fuck not? As soon as like. I'm not gonna.
We'll see. But if anyone gives a fuck,
that's a difference. We gotta train when I'm not high one day and see how that goes.
We are high. Listen, if you like to get high and watch MMA.
And if you like to get high and train, I'm going to try not training high next time. Because I just want to see how if I translate a little differently.
Okay. Next time we'll try this not high. Nah, fuck it.
No, this we
next
do
time
high.
We'll
training different.
Training sober.
For me, yeah.
Training sober, podcast high.
Change it.
Oh, you know what I'm missing right now? Alpha Brain.
We were just because I remember the last time.
I remember I did. I liked Alpha Brain on MMA and Beyond.
We're going to have to.
We got to get our
Yeah.
rhythm down.
And I'm gonna do CBDs when we drink. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I know we got a couple people, and
we?
yeah,
We do. Tip two people.
Yep.
Hey,
Thanks for watching.
hi guys.
We got friends. Hi
Oh my God, we
guys.
got two people.